we've talked about this draft being pretty weak. I've mentioned that a couple times. I don't think it's that great. And I think what's happening, it either says that it isn't that great and they don't know what what to cipher through, or it's really, really good and we can't see it. There's just so much great talent. I don't think it's that. But Will Levis has started to trend upwards to being the number one draft pick overnight, essentially. All because of a Reddit, Steve?
Yep, a Reddit post. I can't remember what the subreddit was that it popped up, but essentially it's somebody who's claiming to be close to the Will Levis camp. You know, in the
You can't
inner
see. There's just so much great
se.
talent. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the poll. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So basically somebody who's really close to Will Levis's camp, his inner circle. Will Levis is supposedly, again, this is Reddit. This is the internet on crack, if anybody doesn't know what Reddit is. But essentially, he's telling people close to him that the Carolina Panthers, at the number one pick, are going to select him with that spot. Now, Vegas gets their hands on any and everything that you can possibly imagine from a gambling standpoint. And that includes, and one of my favorite prop bets of the entire Super Bowl is, will the Star-Spangled Banner, the national anthem, go over a certain time frame? I mean, again, they can gamble on everything. And this took Will Levis's chances of being the number one overall pick in the NFL draft for 2023 from plus 4,000 to plus only 400. And this happened in literally a matter of hours. The sportsbook statistics and the odds went crazy over this Reddit post. And now here we are on the eve of the draft, and the speculation for what's going to happen with Will Levis, and if any of that has traction, has just gone absolutely bananas with less than 24 hours to go.
It's not the rumors, right? It's not the Reddit post that gets me riled up. It's the Vegas odds. No. And that's what even Mr. Nobody says. That's that they don't miss. What you were just saying, that's the boys don't miss. We talk about it time and time again. And there's no way Vegas is reacting off of a Reddit post. I can't see that. Does he go number one? I don't think so. But we also know that Bryce Young hasn't really had any contract talks, which you were mentioning earlier. And that goes to the question: who is going number one? The people have spoken. Bryce leads the way at almost 60%. That's who you guys got going number one currently, followed by CJ and AR tied at 18, and then Will Levis at 5. So nobody's got Will going number one at all. I would be shocked if he went number one. Look, to be fair, I've said this in our comments before. Will Levis going sooner rather than later wouldn't surprise me. I'm not bought in on the other two either, to be honest with you, CJ or Bryce. Bryce's size has always been a concern of mine, and now CJ having a low score, which we'll get into a little bit later. I mean, honestly, AR is just, outside of AR's college performance, everything checks the boxes everywhere else. AR going number one, it seems almost like it's gone really silent with him. The hype seemed to have gone down. Could that be because someone has their pick and then they know that nobody else can get them? I don't know, but the draft noise in general has gone down outside of this Will Levis noise that just picked up here.
Yeah, just jumping on it and doing a quick look at this thing. It looks like right now they have odds to be picked first. Will Levis is the lowest ranked at only a plus 600 with a 14.29% chance that he will be the first overall pick. And that's not just this is only 3.5 hours ago. So this is Vegas.
What's
still
number
not
one?
Fully.
Bryce?
No, they're saying that Will Levis is the 14.29% chance of being the number one overall pick, which is the highest by a long shot. Still.
Really?
So they haven't course corrected from anything today. No. Will Levis, odds to be picked number one, plus 600 with a 14.29% chance of being the number one overall pick.
And what's the other one?
CJ Stroud is at a plus 2,500 at 3.85%. Richardson at a plus 7,500 at 1.32%. Will Anderson at plus 20,000 at 0.5. If you want some contrast there.
Wow.
So this hasn't course corrected again. It's unbelievable.
Part of me was thinking while you guys were talking that, like, what if it had been funny if somebody that works for Vegas was in that Reddit and said that? That way everybody would put in bets for Levis.
That's what's crazy. So these bets, right? That those bets concern me, like the Gatorade and things. I feel like they can be heavily influenced a certain way. especially a bet like this.
I personally, I would not bet on Will Levis being number one, but that's just me. Like, if you gave me $1,000 and told me to bet it, I would be too scared.
Who would you put it on?
I would put it on. Oh, that's a tough one. I would say maybe Bryce Young, probably number one.
It's crazy. I feel like CJ's a better pick than Bryce, but honestly, the score really hurt him. So
Yeah. Because I saw that earlier today, and I was just like, that might drop him a little bit. So I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
I'm just spitballing here. But didn't the Panthers go out of their way to get to the number one pick overall?
I was just thinking
they gave up quite a bit. So
Yeah.
if in my thought process here, Levis wasn't ever considered to be the number one guy. Did you really have to sell the farm in order to get to number one? You probably could have played around with the Texans at 3 or 2, or maybe not had to go all the way to 1 to get Levis, because he hasn't been the number one guy.
I was thinking that too. That's what's weird. Honestly, though, for me, the Panthers had what they have, the 4th pick, or no, they had the 11th pick, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or 9th pick?
Yeah. They had the 9th. It was the 9th.
The 9th pick. And at the 9th pick, they were still able to get Anthony, I believe. I feel like they could have got any one of these quarterbacks. So if they're not sure, and I don't think the separation between these four, I thought the trade was horrible. I thought it was atrocious. I felt like they gave away everything, and the Bears were just like, yep, we won the whole damn thing. Because you're going after a guy who may or may not be him. Like it's such a risk, in my opinion.